welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here today for a very special event in Seawarren, at the Seawarren Library, where I'm sitting with 13-year-old 8th grader Alek Lesniak, who is an author of 2 books now, Muffin Man and Muffin Man 2. And I'm very proud to be able to interview him and talk about his 2 books and talk about anything he wants to talk about. So welcome, Alex. This is home for you, right?
Yeah, it is. Of course it is.
So tell me about Muffin Man 2. What does Muffin Man do when after a great first book? What can he do the second book?
Well, basically, he has to stop 13 evil robotic clones of himself in the second book. Now, I'm not really going to give away much, but...
Everybody here's read it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't give it away to the audience on TV.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away to the audience. All of you guys have read it. So, he has to try to stop these evil robots of himself. There's 13, so that makes them a baker's dozen. So they're called the Baker's Dozen. That's why the book is called The Attack of the Baker's Dozen. So, I'm not going to give away much to the audience, but that is the main centered plot of the story.
But in the end, Muffin Man wins, right?
I can't reveal that.
Can't reveal that. I think Muffin Man's going to do okay, folks. So what's it like being a 13-year-old kid who's written 2 books and published 2 books?
I mean, it feels great. I'm probably one of the only few kids that have actually written, illustrated, and published books.
Oh, you draw too?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's news to me. I didn't know you drew the pictures too.
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes that's harder than writing the book.
Yeah, it depends on the picture, to be honest. And I'd say drawing can give you a lot of challenges. You have to go through a bunch of redos. I mean, same with writing. So it's a little challenging writing a book, but if you work hard and believe in yourself, you can get it done.
Great. And you got a bunch of kids here. This is the busiest I've ever seen Seawarren Library.
Yes.
There are a whole bunch of kids here, and what are they making? They're making little Muffin Men.
Yes.
How cool is that? Come here, little guy. Little guy here. Bring me your Muffin Man. I want to show people what you're doing here. This is show the camera. Show the camera. No, over here. No. Not that close. You're going to scare everybody. Come here. What's his name? What's his name? Victor. Come here.
Victor.
All right, come here, man. So tell me, how do you like making your very own Muffin Man? It's fun, right? Did you read the Muffin Man book? Not yet? What is this, a golf ball? No, what is that?
I think that's like... What is that, though?
Foam ball.
Foam ball, whatever. Styrofoam, all right.
Styrofoam, that's
So
styrofoam.
if you're the guy who created Muffin Man, how did Victor do? Is that a pretty good replica of Muffin Man?
Yeah, it's a pretty good replica,
all
actually.
right, let's hear it for Victor. Good job, pal. Thanks, man. Thanks.
I'd say all these kids have done a pretty good replica,
So for those of you who don't know, Alek, he's a mall expert. He knows everything about malls all over the place, all over the country. We know Woodbridge Center is in the midst of a reshuffling of everything, and this guy emails me at least once a week, what's up with the mall? What's up with the mall? So we know that it's complicated for kids, but people who understand on TV, they have money they owe. They owe $250 million to people, to banks probably. Someone's going to basically buy the loans, and then they're going to foreclose on the loans, and they'll own them all. And that's the plan. It's a hedge fund that invests in things like struggling malls. And they're paying $80 million for $250 million worth of debt. They hope to fix it up, get get new tenants, make it vibrant again, and then sell it. That's what they do. So we're really thrilled that they're buying Woodbridge Center, and they hired a company called Spinoso, right? I gave you that secret.
Yeah, to manage it, right?
To manage it, right. I gave him a secret. I said, you got to check this company out because I trust him. I can tell him all my secrets. So you research Spinoso. They got a lot of malls they manage all over the place.
Yeah, Spinoso is a pretty decent company, I'd say.
All right, and we talked about Lord & Taylor is going to become a lab, which is pretty cool. The mall's kind of weird because there's 6 anchors. They all have to approve everything, and they don't get along sometimes, and you can't get anything done. But it looks like Lord & Taylor's going to be a lab.
Wait, excuse me. So...
You don't have to say excuse me. You're the guest, man.
Oh, yeah. So have all of them approved?
It looks that way.
Okay, so...
It looks that way. So they're going to have...
Does Sears still have a say?
Yes.
Because I know they still rent.
Yeah, Sears has a say. Then we're talking about Sears And the deal with Sears is they have a lease that expires in 2026. If they don't get a new tenant to come in and be a department store there, they lose their lease. That's 50 more years, all the way to whatever. So they're trying hard to find someone to take over that lease, and then they can keep it for 50 more years. That's their goal. So that's not going to be easy. And he's sitting here telling me all the stores they can get, right? He says Bloomingdale's maybe, Saks, Fifth Avenue, too expensive, right? What else?
I'm trying to think of all the major department stores that aren't in the mall already. There's no Dillard's. There's no Dillard's in New Jersey. That could be a new thing. Belk. There's no Belk in the area. Nordstrom's a minute away. I don't know. Maybe Nordstrom relocating. I don't think that's possible.
I don't either.
So
they're doing pretty good in Menlo.
Yeah. So I don't know what department store. Maybe Dillard's or Belk could come into the area. I have no clue.
That would be good. Somebody nobody heard of that's want to make a foothold in New Jersey.
Primark could work, but is it going to be the full store?
We don't know. We really don't know.
Or are they going to divide it? Because in my opinion, I think that they should divide it. Because
I think you're right. It's a huge place, and it might be too big for one company, one store.
Yeah. You have 3 levels. I mean, the third level isn't really that big, but the other 2 are ginormous.
Right. And they get a couple liquor licenses now that we can sell them, and we're hoping they bring restaurants. I think restaurants right where Dave & Buster's is, in the Sears wing, which is the worst wing. I think if you put a bunch of restaurants there, they all have like a theme, maybe mini golf, maybe a bowling alley. Who knows? What do you think?
I'd say that those are pretty good ideas. However, I don't think, like, for say the bowling alley, some bowling alleys have arcades. I don't think they can do that because they'd probably take away sales from Dave & Buster's. So I don't think Dave & Buster's would allow arcades. But however, I think a bowling alley would work.
What about Dave & Buster's for adults? What about something that we could go to? All the people that are over 40 could go and play games like we were kids again. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would. However,
Dave & Buster's is too loud, man. It's way too loud.
However, I still don't that is a good idea, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if Dave & Buster's is allowing that as part of their lease on the mall.
I'm not sure what kind of lease they have. You're right. If they have a lease that they have power of denial over something next door to them, you're right.
Yeah, so.
We're joined today by Dr. Joe Massimino, who is the superintendent of Woodbridge Schools. Doc, you want to come up and say hello? You can steal my microphone here for a minute. And what's it like having such a famous student in your midst in your Colonia Middle School?
So it was an honor to be part of Muffin Man 1, the original. We started out right here. We got to read the book. Again, C. Warren Corner Library has been an amazing host. Got the invitation for Muffin Man 2. I'm a fellow Colonia resident, so Alek is a neighbor, amazing young man. Got to talk to Mom and Dad earlier and hear about the process of Muffin Man 2. So just really want to thank C. Warren Corner Library, everybody for coming out today. Obviously, I don't know that any school district could ask for a better partner than the mayor's office and the support that he offers all of us to come out here on a Saturday for Alek and everybody else. So it's just really a great event to be here. I appreciate everybody who contributed to the bake sale, all the arts and crafts. It's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes that nobody sees. So thank you, and Alek, keep writing.
Of course,
All right.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. I want to recognize Carolyn Ehrlich, my chief of staff, former town councilwoman. We have 3 members of the C. Warren board. Hey, Victor. We have Gail Marone from the C. Warren board. We have Belinda Kirchner and Van Morton. Sandra Van Morton. So let's hear for the board. They've done a great job. A great job keeping this place alive and relevant. I've never seen, as I said, this many kids and this many people here. So thank you all for watching. And let's hope that Muffin Man 2 is a bestseller just like Muffin Man 1. Thank you to Alek Lesniak, world famous author, for joining us here in C. Warren Library. Thanks again, pal.
Anytime.
Good, man.